meetings, we had like a diversity training, I believe, and we did a little icebreaker, and I broke the news to some of the other people I work with. But not a lot of people know that when I was a kid, I willingly, and I say willingly because a lot of people were forced to do plays and want to get into like theater. I was willingly a theater person. I thought I was going to maybe get into acting or broadcasting eventually at some point in my life. And so I pursued like if there was ever a play at school and you had the option to sign up for it, I would always be the person to sign up for it. And so I had a couple lead roles in plays all the way up until high school, and then I just focused on baseball from there on out. So not a lot of people know that. They always just assume sports guy, never did anything in the arts, but it's kind of an art guy growing up. And I'm still interested in plays, and I've seen The Lion King, and I've always wanted to go to Broadway in New York. So something, I guess.
I love it. Quick follow-up question. Any of those lead roles incorporate singing?
Yes, one was a singing role brief. I'm not very good at singing, so they tried to like mask it with, I guess, background. It was technically a solo, but it was a very short solo, and I more recited the lines loudly. I don't consider it singing.
Perfect. I'll hold the anthem spot for you next year. We'll get you out there. Danny, you're up.
All right. Something some people may not know about me. I lived in Nebraska for 3 years, which if you've ever been to Nebraska, that's an accomplishment and a feat in itself. It's probably the coldest place on the planet, number one, and I hated every second of every winter there. So that's something people may not know about me. The other thing is I went to De La Salle High School, which people, most people know and associate with an incredible football program, and I did not play football there, and Coach loves to tell everyone on earth that I went to De La Salle and didn't play football. So I think everybody should know that I didn't play football there. There wasn't a big market for 5'9" linemen at that point. So I passed on it.
Love it. Petey, you're up.
All right, I go typically to the obvious on this one. I was the smallest guy on every team I played for. Smallest in height, smallest in weight. I've struggled to put on weight for my whole life. I was always the guy that in the team picture was like sitting crisscross applesauce, holding the little sign like that. That's reserved for the smallest guy on the team. Man, I played Division I college baseball and didn't get past 165 pounds. And I usually tell that story because now I weigh 210 pounds and people don't believe it, but it's the truth. I couldn't put on weight as hard as I tried and as much as I wanted to. I was the skinniest, smallest guy on almost every team I played for.
All right. Coach Valenzuela, you're up.
All right. I'll just talk about quickly just what people don't know about me. They might not know about my family. First off, my wife, Betty, and I were high school sweethearts. She's 1 year older than me. So I was a sophomore in high school. She was a junior, and we've been together ever since. 16 years of marriage. I also, just my kids, I have a 13-year-old daughter and I have twin boys, twins. And that's the one thing I'd say is probably what people don't know about me. I have twin boys. They're 10 years old, but my dad is a twin as well. So in his family, there's 7, and the 2 oldest and 2 youngest are twins. And so there's a lot of twins in this family. So I guess that'd be something that they didn't know about me.
Love it. All right, let's get into it. Let's hear about the program. Let's get an update. Eric Valenzuela, the floor is yours.
Thank you. First, Betty, thank you for putting this together. Obviously, it takes a lot of work, and to get this many people on here says a lot about you putting this together. So thank you from the coaching staff and us. And then I want to obviously thank the people that are on, the season ticket holders. And, we say this a bunch, and I'm going to say it again. The one thing, we'll talk about recruiting quickly in a little bit here, but, we were on the phone, we were on Zooms last night with recruits and families. And I mean, a huge topic in what we talk about is, not only the tradition of excellence and the players and the great coaches, the great teams and all of that, but I think the biggest part of this thing is the fan base. And we talk about how, and I'm having these Zoom meetings with this background right here, with this place, with Bull Diamond at Blair Field just on fire, with people going bananas. And that's a humongous selling point when it comes to recruiting, because, you know, families and kids, they want that. And you don't get that on the West Coast. And for us to have this electric fan base, season ticket holders, and we talk about, you know, the generations passed down of season tickets, and that is just, it's huge. And I just want to thank you guys and our coaches want to thank you guys for that, because that's a humongous recruiting tool that we use. And it's been really successful for us, you know, and in this small, you know, sample size of season that we had, we could see it. We saw the energy, we saw the passion, we saw the excitement, and you guys have no idea, you know, how it makes our guys feel, how it makes our coaches feel. And I was thinking about this today. You know, I have a boxing background, and boxing is such a big love in my life. But when you watch these big fights and the crowd is on one side for this fighter, whether he gets hurt and knocked down or he's winning, and it gives them this extra energy and this extra power and this extra drive, you know, to continue to go and kind of step up to the next level. That's exactly what you guys do for us, and we're so thankful for that. So again, thank you guys for being here. You know, I also just quickly want to talk about just thank our admin. This has obviously been a really challenging time for everybody. It's been a challenging time for not only our players, our coaches, but as important is, you know, our admin. I think President Connolly's on here, and you know, she's the leader of this all, and Andy Fee and all our admin. And I'll tell you, it's been really challenging for everybody, but, you know, their continued support and you know, their communication and how they've, you know, that's when you can really tell the character, you know, of an organization, of an admin, of a school, of a university, of a president, is how they handle these situations. And I mean, it's been nothing but first class, and it hasn't been easy, and it's been really tough on our players in this program. And I know just not ours, but everybody's. And so again, I want to thank them for their continued support and during these tough times, and it's only going to make us better moving forward. So again, thanks to them as well. You know, and then, you know, I'll talk a little bit about where we are. You know, I mean, we still haven't gotten on the field yet, you know, and I think that's obviously the toughest part of this for just our program. You know, we're scheduled to play now. I will say this: we are going to play a conference only season. So we are going to play conference only, and I believe it's going to be 40 games. So it's going to be 4-game weekends. So our first game will be on the road at Hawaii, March 19th. So that does give us a little bit of time. And again, you know, I mean, the challenge, which is a good challenge, is that, you know, almost every single one of our teams, I think every single one of our opponents are, you know, are teams that have been practicing since September, October. And, you know, we have yet to get on the field or condition, you know, with our guys. But again, like I tell them, you know, we're not going to use that as an excuse. You know, these guys have, you know, and we've talked to them about utilizing this as a potential, like they're minor leaguers already, because, you know, when you're playing professional baseball, you know, minor league spring training, you know, is in February or the end of January, February. And, you know, from the end of a season until that time, these minor leaguers are on their own, and they're working out, and they're trying to find places to go hit and to go throw and to get some live ABs. And that's exactly what our guys have been in. So, you know, we're looking at this positive and saying, look, you know, this is just kind of a snapshot of what you guys dream and hope for down the road. And this is only going to make us better. You know, and I think it's going to make us better when we step foot on the field, and we're hoping that is really soon. You know, our guys are going to have that extra drive. They're going to have that extra hunger. We're just going to have to put a lot of things in really fast before the season starts. And I have an unbelievable coaching staff that you know, we grind every single day, and we're ready. As soon as we get the green light, we're ready to go. And so, you know, what other things? I mean, I think the strength, and we look at this from a positive standpoint, I believe that, you know, during this time where we haven't been able to be on the field, and we're looking at social media, we're seeing other programs practicing weightlifting, doing all that kind of stuff. You know, I feel like we've done an unbelievable job. And the one area that we have is just continuing to build our relationships with our current players. I think from a coaching staff to each guy individually to, you know, each position, you know, I really believe that we've, you know, we've bettered those relationships, and that's going to be a plus for us. And it's going to make us, when we do get on the field, we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to get this thing right, and we're going to get it done quickly. And so, I think there's a lot of goods to it. I mean, obviously we want to be there, we want to be practicing, we want to be preparing, but it is what it is, and we're going to, we're going to do the best we can. And so a couple other things I had down. I talked about Mark. Yeah. So let's quickly talk about recruiting, because I know that's always a hot topic. And I don't know if people follow the social media aspect of the recruiting world, but we're doing a tremendous job. I mean, Coach Costanza, who's our recruiting coordinator, has been unbelievable, and Coach Peters, just constant communication with guys and coaches. And again, just to talk about the recruiting process and how this thing works, we're on a dead period right now till April 15th, and it's probably going to get extended to June 30th. What that means is we are not allowed to go off campus to watch anybody play a game, whether it's a senior or a freshman. We can't go to Long Beach Wilson across the street and go watch a high school practice game or a practice or whatever. So obviously it's been really challenging, when it comes to that. But, when that's where you have relationships, you build relationships with these coaches, high school travel ball coaches, and you have these strong ties, and they love, Long Beach State. They love the product, they love the development, and they want, they tell us about guys. We watched a lot of video, we build relationships with these guys, and we're able to still, do some unbelievable things and get some really good players, to wear this uniform in the future. So the future is really bright, and we've taken advantage of this time, to crush it from a recruiting standpoint. And again, Coach Costanza, Coach Peters have been just soldiers with that. And so the one thing I will say, Benny, real quick about Ryan Day is, Ryan Day, one of the tough things too, with this, and we'll talk about this a little bit at the end, there had to, Ryan Day was our current, or he was our director of baseball ops, which was a full-time position. And obviously with the pandemic and not having seasons and things, it put a burden on a lot of different areas. And that was one of them where that position had to be taken away. And the one adjustment we made within our staff was to move Ryan from a director of baseball ops role to a coaching role now. And so he's our volunteer assistant. He'll work with our catchers, and I'm so happy to have him in that position because he just immediately makes us better as well. Ryan was a pitcher catcher, at Fullerton Junior College and Concordia, has a lot of experience, and he's been around a lot of good coaches. And, for the one year that he's been here with us, it's been an honor, and I'm so pumped to have him in a coaching role now. So, Blair Field updates. I don't know, you want me to get into Blair Field updates as well, Benny?
Let me ask you a quick question about recruiting, because it ties in. We had a question from Jake Ingram, 2-year season ticket holder. He's been attending games since he was a student at Long Beach State.
Awesome, Jake.
He asked, how do Dirtbags position themselves? Danny, you can jump into. How do the Dirtbags position themselves in local recruiting scene with the likes of Cal State Fullerton, UCLA, and USC in the same market?
I'll take that for just the first part of it. Well, I think that our product matches anybody, if not better than anybody. So when we go into these local households, we want to stay. Obviously we want to get the best kids locally, and we want to get all the best Long Beach kids and all the best Orange County, LA, Southern California kids. And so we're not scared to battle against anybody. When we get into a house or we get on a Zoom call or we get on the phone, those are we're expected to be in the same wars as with UCLA's and Vanderbilt and LSU's and Florida State's and Miami's. I mean, those are the guys that we're recruiting. And so, we talk about our product, we talk about, what this program not only has done in the future, in the past, but what's happening now and in the future, the support. And again, when you can show them this picture behind of the crowd like this and, the backing, we think it's a slam dunk. We think the academic support that we have, we think the location of where we are in Paradise, I think those are the absolute selling points for any family and any kid that is looking for the best possible place to go to school and play baseball. And we just feel like we're a slam dunk for anybody. So, it doesn't matter who it is, UCLA, Oregon State, LSU, Texas, we're going to go in those battles, and we feel like we can win them every time.
I'll add to that, briefly based off of what Coach said. One of our biggest selling points, and I can't emphasize this enough, is the environment that's created at Blair Field. And if you guys were on these Zooms that we're having with blue chip recruits and their families, that's arguably our biggest selling point. Obviously we feel like we have phenomenal support in everything that we do. And we have some of the best facilities and opportunities for young men, but the environment that's created at Blair Field on a Friday night is special, and it's the best environment at the very least on the West Coast, if not, in the country. And so we really utilize that, and we really sell that to these recruits and these families, because it's a true family environment. It's true support. It's from citywide all the way, from students, alumni, you guys, especially season ticket holders. It's the 4,500 fans that we draw is an incredible experience. And it's something that not only the players want to be a part of, the recruits want to be a part of, but so do the families. And that really, really helps us when we're trying to sell our product and what we feel is an exceptional opportunity for these young men, to each and every one of them. So.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Coach, you can keep going. I know I think you were going to talk about.
Yeah, no. So I just wanted to, give some updates. I mean, obviously, from going through the pandemic, and obviously from the financial situation, it's been, it hasn't been easy for anybody, but we were blessed, and it had started, I believe during the, towards the end of the season and into the summer, but we have a couple projects that are going on. Our facilities people have been unbelievable as well, because obviously with people not, working every day or working from home, these projects, would have been a lot easier if it was just business as usual and people being able to go to work and doing that on an everyday basis. So Mark Edrington, Oscar Hernandez, Tiffany, they've just been unbelievable at allowing us to get these things on the ground and get them going. And I also want to say a couple big thank yous. So one of the projects that's currently going on right now is the Steve Traxel bullpen. So now down the left field line, that it's current and it's they're doing it right now. It's going to be an all turf area down the left field line. They're going to have some lines to have like a bunting area down there for our offense as well. There's going to be 3 mounds down there, brand new. One of the mounds are going to be a turfed mound because of rain. And then, there's a lot of places that we potentially could play on the road that'll have a turf mound. So that really helps us for sure. And Steve Traxel was huge in helping us. I really want to give a special shout out to Marilyn Bowl for her help with that project, as well as, the next big project that we're having and that's going on right now is our camera system that was, and I'll let Petey kind of talk a little bit about this camera system, but I want to share with our fans and with our season ticket holders what this camera system consists of, because it's big league. And so Petey, you want to take the reins on this one?
Yeah, there's been some camera systems at the stadium before. It's a little bit older and antiquated and not as highly functional as things that are out now. And with a lot of tech, they get outdated as soon as they're out. But in this regard, we did a lot of research and went with the absolute best of the best, the most current, the most updated, what a lot of bigger facilities, major league stadiums are going to use. So we have it's called the BAT system. We're going to install 6 new cameras all around the stadium. It will integrate not only being able to watch our own team, watch our opponents that are playing at Blair Field. We use it in practice. We use it in games. Basically, all the film analysis that you would see, what football and basketball do for film analysis, we'll now have that ability to do. As coaches, we'll be able to watch it, review it, use it. All of our players will also have access to it. We can integrate, we can share our information, be on the same screen. We can do it in person. We can do it on our computer, and we can even do it separately where we're both watching. Let's say, for instance, I was working with a hitter. I could freeze frame, put 2 side-by-side cameras, take a draw where his bat should be or where his elbow maybe should be and all that stuff, and put it side by side with either another swing that he had or a major leaguer who was in the same spot. It's really advanced technology that's going to help us. It's going to help our student athletes and going to help them get better. And it's also compatible with our TrackMan system, which we have at the stadium as well, which is also getting an upgrade. Our TrackMan system is getting another upgrade as well. So, and these are all things that are done through generosity of our supporters and our donors. And again, like Coach said, we couldn't thank you guys enough. And it is part of the reason why people want to come and play here. There's a phenomenal tradition and history of winning, but our best days might be ahead of us because of what those guys have, the road that they've laid for us is now going to open bigger doors and a brighter future for us. So our momentum is strong right now. So a lot of great things are happening.
How does this separate us in our conference in the Big West? Like we're doing these improvements to, the video, the camera, like how does this set us apart within the conference?
This is as honest as I can be, as I don't know. We're new to the Big West, to be honest with you. I haven't been to a lot of fields. We didn't get to start conference last year. I would imagine that our stadium and facility plays pretty well, but I don't have a lot of information to compare it to. I've been to Fullerton, never played there, been to Santa Barbara, we played there. But there's a lot of the schools in our conference that I haven't seen and don't know. Coach Valenzuela has been around the area a lot longer than I have, so he might have.
And I'll add to that. I mean, it's an arms race. I mean, it really is, right? I mean, you talk about Cal State Fullerton. I think they're putting up I don't know how many $1 million facility that they're doing right now that they're building. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo just put up a multi-million-dollar facility as well down the left field line. Those are all program changers, and so, we have this beautiful, facility that's only getting better. And we have to continue to do that. And we have to continue to, to continue to make this thing better and continue to take the next steps forward. And I feel we're doing that. And I feel what does that is obviously putting a product on the field that everybody's proud of, and we really believe that as well. And so that's our goal. And that's our plan is we want this group right here to be, excited about what they see every single weekend during the spring at Blair Field and the baseball program and the boys playing hard and the old school mentality and all of that comes into play. And so, again, it's an exciting time, definitely. I also want to give Al Zavala a shout out too, because, I know there were some minor kind of things that you might have seen as a fan with things like the dugouts being painted. And, it was a nicer look. I know there was the painting inside of the stadium. And now there's a potential project of Al, potentially, or us potentially getting that stadium painted on the backside too, which is something exciting. So little by little, we feel good, and again, I mean, we're, I'm not trying to be a salesman, but I mean, we're we want to make this thing the best place on the West Coast, and we really feel that it has the potential to be that for sure.
Love it. This question kind of ties in here from Paul Batstone. What are the main differences from where you guys were, in the WCC to being at Long Beach State in the Big West?
From a facility standpoint? Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, it makes us really appreciate what we have. I think that's the main thing, because when we were at St. Mary's College, we didn't have stands. The stands would come down. They were rented stands that would come down at the end of seasons. We worked really hard and it took us some years to get the hitting facility. We didn't have an indoor hitting facility. We didn't have a hitting facility. We had outdoor cages. So when it rained, we literally had to drive 30 minutes to the city of Martinez to go hit with our boys. And as you know, the Bay Area, and especially East Bay, it rains a lot. So we had some challenges, but again, we use that as motivation. We use that to make our guys tougher and to say, we're playing all these teams that have all this and that, and we don't have anything, but we're still going to find a way to win. Put us on the streets and we'll figure out a way to win and do it the right way. And then you come here and this place has the resources, which is why we wanted to be here. We want to be at a place that has, the resources to be successful and to compete for national championships. And yes, I mean, there's work to do. This is it's an old stadium, but it has so much history and so much potential. So, Now it's a different ball game. And again, we from where we came from, we really make our guys, the current guys here, we make them realize how lucky they are for what they have, especially, this behind me and the fan support, because that was the other thing. We had some really good years at St. Mary's, the best years in the history of the program. And, I would look at my coaches and look up in the stands when we're going to the regionals for the first time in school history, and there's 200 people in the stands, and it's mostly parents and administrators and really even no students or anything. And I would say, these guys deserve better. I mean, they deserve, a fan base. And now that we have it here, we love it. And these guys, we don't let these guys, we make sure that they applaud it, and we make sure that they're not taking it for granted, for sure.
Got a couple questions here about our team, about our players. We had one from Arlene Walter. Hello, Arlene. How are you? What players should we be really excited to watch when the games start? And then kind of an added question to that is let's see here, about the roster size. Was that expanded? What is that expanded to, and how long will that last? That's from Peter Sparza.
I'll let Coach Peters talk about a couple exciting players to look forward to, some returners and possible some new guys to look for, and then I'll talk about the roster and how the expansion of that is.
I think we start with our returners. That's what we have the most belief in, and all we've been able to see at this point because we haven't been able to practice. So from the offensive side, I think that we're all excited to have Calvin Estrada come back, Aiden Mullen and his leadership and his power. There, Connor Cox, Chase Luttrell, like those are, in terms of our offensive returners, those guys are going to be significant contributors, just great players, great people, great leaders. And our team is going to need them in more than their offensive numbers and their defensive output. It's going to be their leadership and their experience. So those four guys in particular, probably very excited to be able to see. On the pitching mound, you're going to see Alfredo Ruiz, Luis Ramirez. Those guys are going to be obviously significant contributors because they were so good last year. We get the return of Basilio Pacheco, which we're all very excited about. And then I would say Dev Harrison. Those four guys on the mound right now probably stand out. Basilio would be new to us, but he has a pretty good track record of success, and there's a lot of buzz about him before we got here. So we weren't able to see him healthy, but he's going to return this year. So for in terms of returners, you got those four hitters and those four pitchers. And then in terms of some of the newer guys, it's going to be a challenge for them for sure. The less we practice, the less likely it is for them to be able to, let's say, take a spot from a returner or crack into the lineup. However, we do have some big time firepower. So I would say in terms of Connor Burns, incoming catcher, is a really strong, very good player. We love Rocco Pepe. Jack Noble, some incoming pitchers. There's a few arms that are going to come in and be really good. But we, in terms of the position players, Connor Burns, catcher, stands out as a guy who's got some potential to fill in right away. Rocco Pepe, we really like him a lot as well. And to be honest with you, it's a really good class. There's a lot of depth. They're all dirtbag style players, which is great. Talent level is, we're going to have our best guy and our worst guy, but all of them in between are dirtbags through and through. And that's one of the best part and what we like. We like going to practice and to work with those guys. And even when we're on a little Zoom call like this, and just so you guys know what's been happening, it's a little bit silly at times, but we've been doing base running Zoom meetings, trying to teach base running, where I just throw a pillow down on the floor and use it as a base. And we're trying to teach our butt off. Like, we're just trying to do the best that we can. And I've laughed at myself holding an umbrella in my hand as a bat, demonstrating and having a pillow as a base. But that's the type of passion that we have to make sure that we're doing the best that we can for these boys. So sometimes I laugh at myself, but we also go, this is what we do. I mean, we'll do anything to coach baseball and to make our team better.
And then, no, that was awesome. And just to talk about the roster phase, yeah. So the NCAA lifted the size of the roster for all Division I teams. So it's basically an unlimited roster that you can have on your team. Obviously, that changes when you get into conference, which will only have a conference season. So now you're talking about 30 players that could be suited up and be eligible to play. And it doesn't mean you can change that every weekend. But, we do have a big roster, and I like it. I think, I think the depth, I mean, it's going to be tough to manage, especially with the shortened amount of time that we have to practice. But again, we haven't been on the field. And so I think our coaches were very eager to get on the field, and they may be super long days for us. And that's great. Thank God we have lights, because at St. Mary's, we didn't have lights. And so we're able to, go throughout the night as well. But, I think we had a big roster, and usually, we'll have a tough fall where we get into it. And then at the end of the fall, we'll kind of have some roster management, whether it's, guys going on to a junior college or to a lower division, or possible redshirt guys or whatever. But in this case, we hadn't been back on the field to do anything, which we didn't get our eyes on them. So, we felt like it just wasn't fair. None of these guys did anything wrong. None of these guys, they all, we had an unbelievable, our team GPA was over a 3.1, which we were super proud of, and it was huge. And so these guys have been doing great things. And so we felt like, what, we're not going to make decisions on guys without seeing them or anything. So let's bring them back. We'll manage them. It might be, super long days, but who cares? That's what we're here for. And that's what we do for our guys. And so, that's how it's going to be. And so, there'll be some guys that redshirt. There'll be some guys that obviously we're not going to, give them limited at bats and maybe waste a year, and so that'll be our job, is to manage it right. And in that short amount of time to see, what we have and who we're going to go with. And we'll do that. I'm not, we're fine with doing that for sure.
Sneak this question about the team from 9-year-old Delaney Kaiser. She's a Beach Kids Club member, comes to tons of Dirtbags games. Do you think the team this year will do as good as last year?
Ryan, take it, Ryan.
First off, Delaney, I think you go to camp, because I recognize that name. So you've been at Dirtbag camp before. Do I think the team will be as good as last year? Well, we had a pretty quick turnaround from the year before, and we were building a lot of momentum. And based on the returning guys that we have and the leadership that we have within the team, I think we have a pretty good opportunity. I think the coolest thing, hopefully, Delaney, if you heard Coach Valenzuela talk about it earlier, is we're not letting these guys make any excuses. So everything that the Dirtbags are, as far as kind of like the chip on their shoulder, just the blue collar, lunch pail, hard hat, it's all kind of playing into this script right now for our team in this season. And we've mentioned that to them on all the times we've met. This is perfect. This is setting up exactly the way we want it to. We get to go against all these teams that have had more opportunities than we have to work out and practice. And it just kind of fits into the mantra of who the Dirtbags are and what we're about. And so do I think we're as good as last year? I do. And I think that we're going to hopefully be able to be playing into June and July and be able to, by that point, be playing on TV. So if you guys can't see us play in person, you'll be able to see us on TV, and hopefully bring something special back to Long Beach that I know is here, because I grew up in Fullerton and I know what's special about Long Beach State, and hopefully we can continue that.
Question about our opponents in conference. Notice that seeing the rankings, UCSB is ranked in the top 25. Are they the main competition? Can you talk a little bit about competition within the conference?
I think this conference is a Power 5 conference when you talk about baseball. I think there's no easy weekends. There just isn't. You could be ranked, you could be not ranked. It doesn't matter. And you're playing on the road at UC Davis. That's a very difficult weekend. When you're on the road at Hawaii, which that's who we open up with, that is a very difficult weekend. When we were at St. Mary's College, we played a lot of, Big West teams. And so we know exactly what this conference is all about. You're having a team, at least one team pretty much that gets to Omaha almost every year. So, Santa Barbara's ranked. I've actually had, I've had a couple college baseball writers, tell us that we would have been ranked in some of these preseason rankings if potentially we had a fall, but us not having a fall, it was hard for them, and us not having a non-conference season hurt our chances for any preseason rankings. But it is what it is. I feel like, obviously it doesn't matter at the beginning of this thing, it matters at the end of this thing. So that's what we're all about. And we don't look at those things much anyways, but But yeah, I mean, the competition is great. I mean, you're going to have your obviously your big crosstown rival with Fullerton. I cannot wait for that to happen. I mean, there's not a better rivalry in the country when it comes to college baseball. So I can't wait to I get fired up just thinking about that one. But Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, I mean, that's a super strong conference, and I can't wait to to prepare these guys for the conference season for sure.
I'll take this. We got a couple of these questions on here, and I'll just answer this the best way I can. A lot about attending games, being able to go to games. With the people are hearing about the lift, with the stay-at-home order lift. We are waiting and waiting for the Long Beach Health Department to give us direction on what to do. Long Beach is one of the cities that has its own health department along with the state, and so we are waiting. And of course, we want to have fans at the games. We want to do it in a safe an orderly way, but we are waiting to hear from the health department to go forward with any news on that. So that should come out within a month, the next couple of weeks, and you'll be the first to know. My team will be reaching out and letting you all know that. So stay tuned for that information. The other question here: will Big West teams be eligible for the NCAA tournament despite playing only conference games? From David Kraft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, again, it's going to be interesting how the NCAA committee kind of goes about, the RPIs and all that with teams that are, not playing non-conference schedules. There's whole conferences that are not doing that are doing that, and so it'll be interesting to see. But, again, the Big West to us is a Power 5 conference. And I feel like, I mean, look, you're going to get that automatic bid if you win this conference. I mean, that's what it comes down to, and that's what we're going to be shooting for sure. But again, I feel like our conference is back to where there's a lot of powerful teams, and there should be multiple teams every year into a regional and hosting regionals, and I feel like this conference has done a tremendous job in the last this last year, and looking at their recruiting that they're doing, as well as obviously us. I think there's going to be a lot of weekend wars, which is going to be pretty exciting for this conference. And so to answer the question, yes, I think the Big West is going to could have multiple teams get in the postseason this year.
Okay, great. Here's a combo question here. Main challenges you see approaching this unique season ahead, and then as fans with everything going on, COVID-19 testing, how can fans help at this point, the program?
Repeat the first part of that again.
Main challenges you see coming with the season.
Yeah. Well, I think the protocol is going to be the main challenge, right? I think, when we're coming back and you're talking about the testing protocol and, how many people you can possibly have in the dugout and out of the dugout and the face masks and just all of those things are, I think that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, not being able to use our locker room. I mean, just little things like that, which is at the end of the world? Absolutely not. And we'll find a way to get through that. I mean, fine. But I think those challenges, I mean, I think another challenge is going to be for the first time in I mean, I don't know if our boys and returners are used to it because they're so used to, seeing this fan base go crazy. I think us coaches from St. Mary's are used to like the light crowds of maybe like a Tuesday of like 12 people in the stands, but that's going to be, I think, is going to be a challenge as well. If we don't have fans, you're watching Dodger games, or you're watching these major league games with no fans, and it's a different feeling, and we've talked to some big leaguers, that were participating this year, and they tell us, how weird it was, and how some guys it was very difficult for because they need that adrenaline rush, of the fans going crazy and whether they're pitching or on the, at the plate. I think that's a big deal. So I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be a challenge. And then the second question was about help.
Yeah, support the program.
Yeah.
How can they support with everything going on?
Yeah, and I think Camden, obviously yourself, Benny, Andy has done a tremendous job. you know, because this is challenging times for everybody, and, you know, for the whole department when it comes to testing, when it comes to, you know, obviously not having games and all of that. I mean, we've taken it on the chin in a lot of different areas, and that's everybody. And so, you know, as much support as we can get, I mean, it only helps, and it helps everything. You know, it helps our student athletes, and that's the product of this whole thing. And that's what we're here for. And that's what, you know, our coaching staff, our admin, you know, our supporters, that's what we're here for, is these young men to come in and you know, do great things, not only on the baseball field, but more importantly in the classroom, in the community. And they take a lot of pride in not only being, you know, those special people, not only on the field, but more importantly in this awesome community that totally supports them. And so, you know, I fight, and my coaching staff, you know, we scratch and claw to take care of these guys at a super high level, and without obviously trying to, you know, get in the way or ruffling feathers within our department. But, you know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to try to get these guys the best possible experience, and give them the things that they need to be as successful as possible. You know, and that's what, you know, this foundation was built on. And, you know, it started with these guys, you know, the original Dirtbags, and that whole mentality of not having anything and doing that. But what they have done and what they've been able to create for us is, you know, is kind of give that path for us to get it to where it is now, to where, you know, it's a national brand. And these guys, you know, I mean, we can talk to recruits from Texas and all over the country, and they know exactly, you know, who the Dirtbags are. And so again, you know, thank you to the continued support and help that you guys, and I know you put up there Camden's email address, but I mean, yeah, we're looking for continued help to continue to get these, you know, not only our stadium, but scholarships in different areas that we can continue to grow and get better, and you know, be a constant Omaha team for sure.
Yeah, I threw Camden's email in there. If you want to be a part of a major project, major things going on at Blair Field, reach out to him. He'll definitely give you that information. This will make you happy. I had 3 people today ask me about season tickets, and they want to buy season tickets. We don't even know if we haven't even announced the schedule yet. So people are excited, and I'm excited. You know, that's great to hear, and I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. I think we're gonna see here. Yeah, I think it's time. Let's open this up. Janet, I'm sorry, I'm going to lower your hand because we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to lower your hand. Okay, so we have 4 more giveaways: 2 hats and 2 shirts. First 4 people to raise their hand and share a memory or why they support Dirtbags Nation will get a shirt or a hat. So we got 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, first person. Jacob Ingram. Jacob, welcome. Take yourself off mute if you can.
Yeah, hi guys.
What's up, Jacob?
Oh, okay. Well, here, I don't need a hat on virtue of I got the Ebbets vintage one today, 1960s Dirtbags.
Nice.
As far as my memory, the individual game that like made me catch the fever was the series against Texas. What was that? 3-4 years ago now?
2017.
And if there's like one game I can go back, it's on YouTube in its almost entirety. And so I've gone back and rewatched it, and it's those 2 base running errors super late against the first game against Texas that like is unreal. I grew up in the high desert, and so I lost the High Desert Mavericks in 2016. And so the Dirtbags are all I got left, guys. Go Bags. Thanks, guys.
You're the man. Awesome. You sure you don't want a gamer hat? That's a legit hat, but we got gamers.
I mean, I got the one that says Dirtbags on the back too. Like I promised you, I got the gross overalls if you want to see those. Like,
that's awesome.
People don't you'll see me, coach. Like,
oh man, I can't wait to meet you, man, in person.
Cheers.
I used to go to High Desert Maverick games all the time too. I grew up in Lancaster, so before we had the Jethawks, I would go to High Desert Maverick games too.
You're killing me, man. They're both gone now. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Awesome, man. Thank you. You're on mute.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Coach. Curtis Kaiser, you're up.
Come on in, Curtis.
Welcome to the party. How's it going?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So Delaney, what's your favorite memory from Blair Field?
When I caught my first foul ball.
Nice.
Wow. Was it
Awesome.
That's awesome. Do you remember who it was from?
No.
You don't? Well, we got to get you another one this year. We'll do it for sure. We'll get you a game ball.
Curtis, I'll give you a call tomorrow. We'll
And
we'll get you a shirt or a hat, all right?
And Delaney, when we're allowed to have bat girls and bat boys back, you're number one on the list, okay?
Last year was so special. We hope to help recreate it this year. Last year was so amazing after the
Awesome.
year before. The turnaround was just instant and electric. It was awesome.
Beautiful. Curtis, can you give Benny Delaney's shirt size too? I'll send a shirt as well.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Go Dirtbags.
Delaney, bye, Curtis.
Bye.
This is great, by the way. Love hearing from you guys. We love hearing from you guys.
All right, ZJ. We need a first name and last name. ZJ, who we got here?
Sorry, that's me. You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I am Cole Joy's father, and it's a combination of memories. It's watching him hit his first home run in Ole Miss, graduating, and knowing now that because of your baseball program, he's a few months away from his master's.
Awesome, man.
I couldn't be happier with it.
Awesome.
Love it.
We love him. He's awesome.
Thanks,
He's a
guys.
stud.
Appreciate it. All right. Mr. McConnell.
All right.
Yeah.
Coach,
All right, Hey, Coach.
My favorite memory, I guess, would be opening Blair Field in May of 1958, which
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
we had the Long Beach band was out. Our mayor tossed out the first pitch. And we managed to lose a tough one to San Diego State. But, a lot of things have changed in as far as dirtbag baseball goes in the intervening years. From 1958 till 2020, it's a long stretch.
Well, you got this ball rolling, that's for sure. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much.
That first year was a disaster. We had 14 players, about 3 of whom I was afraid to put on the field for their own health. And, the pitching staff of about 3 or 4, I guess, that none of whom could get the ball to plate very well. But things got progressively better. Even without scholarship money, we did pretty well in the intervening years. It's interesting, some of the same teams that we played in the old 2C2A are still in the league today in the Big West. Santa Barbara, Cal Poly are still there. At that time, we also had San Diego State and Fresno State. They were the kind of the top level of the league, I would say.
Oh, we're super honored that you're here. Thank you.
Never shut up. So.
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Benny, can I say one thing?
Yep.
My 2 years at Long Beach, my favorite memory last year, Coach McConnell came and spoke to all of us in the conference room. I mean, the stories that he has and he was able to share with us, it was awesome. He took a picture with us after. I've always been appreciative of working at this level, but there was a new level of appreciation meeting the guy who started it all. And you just kind of understood what it was all about after that. And just seeing him on here was pretty cool.
Thank you very much. There's no crying in baseball, but I'm welling up here, ready to go.
Me too, Coach. Me too. Just honored you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it,
I
Coach.
hope to see you soon, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. That was awesome.
That was sweet.
Meryl and Rosalie Norquist, season ticket holders.
My dad is in his room because he's isolating, but our favorite memory is I was there since I was a little girl. I turned 21 this year. But my number one favorite memory is when my little brother MJ was a bat boy against Cal State Fullerton. It was totally televised, everything. And my little brother hip checks the bat boy from Cal State Fullerton, which was the son of the coach, and the whole dugout went crazy. And then from there, it was always a fight between the bat boys too. So, and then he finally had to stop. Oh, and then super regionals, he was on the roster for bat handler, so that was fun.
That's awesome. Is he there with you?
He's studying for his pre-cal final.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Awesome. That's a great story. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Come a long way from the hip check to a Cal final. That's good.
Yep.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. Next up, Jerry Gaynor. Hey, Jerry.
Can you hear me?
Sure.
Hi, Jerry.
All right. My favorite memory was was Jared Weaver's senior year, the opening game against USC, and Brad Davis was catching, and Jared struck out 10 men in the first 3 innings.
Wow.
10 men in the first 3 innings.
Jeez Louise. He was an animal.
Brad Davis had a pass ball. He struck the guy out, but the guy got to first base.
That's incredible. That's a record that probably can't be broken.
Anyway.
Appreciate it, Jerry.
Okay. Yep.
Jerry.
Thank you. It's awesome.
This next one should be good. Mr. Eric Lewis.
Oh, here we go.
Out of the country.
Now it really begins.
You can't do a golf memory from like Coach Costanza. It's a Blair Field memory.
Did you hear himself surfing today?
You're on.
This thing up, man. How do I get on here?
You're on. You're on.
We hear you. We hear you.
All right, you guys. I'm so glad to see you guys. This is a cool thing. I'm up way too late in Costa Rica. So
thanks for being on, man.
I'm pretty sure I'm the happiest guy that the season's going to start late because I get to stay down here longer. But to be honest with you, I have a lot of favorite moments, but my best moment was this year. In the last couple of weeks while I've been down here, I passed out a bunch of Dirtbag gear. And so we got a lot of Costa Rican fans down here now. So all is good. And anyway, you coaches, I know you're doing a great job. I know I'm fortunate to get to talk to you guys a lot, but I'm wondering about, I got a question about, is there any idea about attendance to other Big West games other than in Long Beach? Is there any potential for fans to go to games in other places?
I personally haven't heard. I don't know, Benny, if you've heard anything. I haven't. That's one thing. That's funny because we haven't discussed that as a coaching. We we have head coaches meetings in the, with the Big West head coaches, and that's one of the things we haven't even discussed, what each department. And I'm guessing everybody's kind of just waiting to see, what's going to happen with all the rules and the protocols, throughout the state or up and down the state. So, but you'll be first to know when we find out, man.
I know, because I was just wondering about that, because everybody should be going by the same rules, I know, but you never know what's going on these days. Other teams are practicing, so I want to go to Hawaii and see the Dirtbags. So we'll see. Anyhow,
absolutely.
Tell the boys I'm going to have a little Dirtbag jewelry made here in Costa Rica for the first MVP of every game coming up. So hope to see you guys soon, and go Bags, go Long Beach. I miss everybody over there right now, but I'm loving being where I'm at. So we're all good.
Have fun out there. Stay safe and healthy.
Love you guys.
You can't.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
Take care.
All right. We got one more here. Kevin Johnson. Hey, Kevin.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey,
Sorry.
Kev.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Say hello. Thank you for all the great memories for myself and my kids over the years. I was a student and grad student at Long Beach State. Now I'm a professor. So it's been great to be around and to get to know a lot of the guys. I think my favorite memory at Blair Field was probably having my son be a bat boy at the end of last season. I think he just got in. He may have been the last bat boy before the pandemic hit. And seeing him be thrown up and down while he's dancing with the bullpen guys and having a good time there, it was like the time of his life. So many great memories. I remember the regionals where Texas was there. That's where I got my PhD, and he got to hang out at Blair Field and sit next to Augie Garrido and meet Roger Clemens. And, when I was an undergrad, I got to catch or maybe a grad student, I caught Bobby Crosby's second home run ball out there in left field, standing out there, and gave it to him after the game because he had never hit two in one game. So I was happy to do that. Just so many great memories. Still send my kids to the Dirtbags camps. Karsten was just out there this last weekend out at Cypress. So just thank you for all the great memories, and keep up all the good work.
Kevin, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Tell Karsten we said hello.
Definitely, I will.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Let's see here. Yeah, that 2017 game. I mean, I want to share my memory. That's my favorite memory. I've only been at Long Beach for 5 years, and that 2017 game series, the supers that people have been talking about, was incredible. My favorite game of that series was the game we lost. I'll never forget watching Jaron Duran run around third, trying to get that inside the park home run to win the game. I had two buddies with me that were there, both played college baseball. I've been working in sports my whole career. I've seen NBA Finals games, Stanley Cup games, and you get that feeling when you're at a good game, an exciting game, where your hair stands up, you're anxious, your stomach moves. Like, that's what happened at that game. That was a moment I'll never forget. I know all those people will never forget. And the one thing that I want to tell everyone that's on here is that I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the next couple of years. I'm really confident that we're going to make those memories again, and we're going to have those experiences. And the number one reason that I can say that is because of who you're looking at right here on the screen. I'm not talking about the talent on the field, but it's the character of our coaches and the character of our people that we have on staff. Andy Fee hit it out of the park with this hire, and you guys are great people, and that filters down to the team, and we're gonna make those moments again. I'm extremely excited for the student athletes and for every fan and donor. I mean, it's exciting to be a Dirtbag fan right now. So just want to throw that in there.
Thanks, Benny, a ton, man. Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Sean Rolog, you're up.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
How's it
Hi.
Doing
going?
well.
Hi, this is Stella. I have Russ here. He's the season ticket holder. We're for Triple Sports. We have baseball, basketball, and volleyball. And
Yeah.
our 16-year-old son, who was a baby during Jared Weaver's senior year season, which was one of my favorite seasons, he grew up going to Dirtbags camp, and he's taken over the field with the sports program there, the youth program. And we've just been avid fans. We suffered through not this short season, but the previous season. We were just living and dying by every game, every loss. But you know, that just showed the true grit of the Dirtbags as players, and the fans just really stuck with them, I think. And so that was hard. It was really hard, but exciting to see the new season start under Coach Valenzuela, and we're really looking forward to whatever kind of play we get moving forward. That last play that he mentioned with Duran rounding the bases has been a bone of contention in our family. Half of us are like, why did he send him? And half of us are knowing that he had to send him. And it's so funny that play was mentioned, because that was we won't forget that. But and also one of the last season, I was sitting we were all sitting in the stands in the grandstands, and it was getting a little cool in the shade, and I decided to move down into the sun. And I'm glad that I did, because the next play was a powerful swing by, who were we playing that? Fullerton. And the guy slammed the ball, and it hit the bench right where I had been sitting, right between Russ and Sean. My empty space was there, and the ball just careened and hit right where I was sitting. So if I hadn't moved, I might not be here talking to you. I don't know. So anyway, we're really looking forward to the season, and we're looking forward to whatever kind of play we get, whatever games we get in there. And we're just hoping that we can support Dirtbags Baseball as fans. We're in it for the long run, definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for all your guys' support. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Is Thomas on? There he is, Thomas McConnell.
Hi, gentlemen. Greetings from Lexington, Kentucky.
All right.
As I've been listening to this, I'm realizing I might be the oldest living bat boy in Long Beach State history. Two of my best memories are bat boying for Coach Bob Westhoff when he won his two 2C, 2A championships. And at a young age, at 1 year old, I realized that Long Beach State had made a great hire and found the perfect coach for Long Beach State. So I've been following the program since 1954. And my second greatest memory is the Cal State Fullerton Super Regional, I want to say 3 years ago, Benny. And I was home in town visiting my parents, and my dad and I went to the first two games. And we had, one of those great father-son type of deals. We had a great time. A lot of people coming by and telling him, hello, coach, how are you? And the people sitting around us were just so impressed and to be there with kind of a living legend was a great memory for me. And when you listen to a guy who will be 97 next month tell you, who beat him, San Diego State, he probably couldn't name the pitchers on both teams, probably still remembers the batting average of most of the players. So amazing guy, great father, great coach, and a great man. I wish you all the success this year. I hope to get home, and I hope to be able to attend a game this year, but I hope to see you all in the future. Best of luck to you guys.
Tom, thank you so much. Man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for staying up with us.
Thanks. I got to go. I got to work tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
All right. Hello, Roberta.
Roberta.
All right.
Hopefully Tommy's better get to see Tommy.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we need the mic on and the camera on for this.
Absolutely.
Roberta, are you there? There you are.
Still on mute though. Still on
Hello,
mute.
hello. Uh-oh.
Hold on, still on mute. We can see you, but you're still on mute.
There you are.
There you go. She's not on mute, but we can't hear her still.
No, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Her mic must not be on.
Oh. Bummer, because she sure has a lot of awesome memories.
I mean, she's got all the stories.
All right, Roberta, let's see if you can. Let's give her a chance to figure it out. Oh, wait, hold on.
We're missing some good yelling going on right now too. Someone's yelling.
Yeah, it says her mic's on. All right, Roberta, put your hand back. Oh, can you hear us? Nope. All right.
We've all been there with some Zoom snafus.
Sorry, Roberta. Put your hand back up if you get it on there. I think we got someone who wants to say something. I think we have time for him. Andy.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
All right.
Great to join all of you and all the fans out there listening. I was the Jaron Duran play. I'll be the next person to say it. Like that was my. I had just gotten here to Long Beach State and got to see regionals and super regionals and that play. Yeah, 50% of people say why you send them, and the other 50 definitely say send them. I was in the send them mode. I mean, JD, that guy can run. So aggressive base running. I love it. When it works, right? But
that was that was the bare hand cutoff, wasn't it?
The perfect cutoff. Perfect.
Yeah, it was just a bang bang play. I mean, that was the baseball that weekend was just unbelievable all around. I mean, not just obviously for us, we love it, but it's just fun to watch, games like that. And, there's such a great history, but, Coach McConnell and Tom and Roberta and, so many others today sharing, and that's what my favorite part is someone that's still somewhat relatively new, getting to hear, you listen to Coach McConnell talk about, opening Blair Field and the history of those first teams and what they were able to accomplish. And through all the years leading up to Coach Valenzuela and the staff here is that we have a real legacy. And, sometimes maybe if you've been in this legacy, you're spoiled, let me tell you, because not every program has the fans that we do and the supporters that we do. It's something you just don't see very often in college baseball. So, for me, it's just gratitude of being able to be a part of this and to celebrate that legacy and honor those that came before us. And then also, what's to come. And as Coach said, we've got a lot of great stuff happening at the ballpark, thanks to, a lot of donors and bringing in great people, because ultimately, the success that we're going to have is based upon our people, our coaches, our student athletes, our fans. That is what will make or break us. And I know it's going to make us. So again, we're excited. Thanks to everyone hanging in there during this COVID period. I know it's been challenging, Whether we can have fans or not, that's to be determined. But, luckily we've got Beach Vision, and we'll have every game at home broadcast. If we can't have fans, I'm imagining there might be a few ladders out in left field, people perched over that outfield fence, maybe trying to get a glimpse. But, again, thanks to everybody being on here today, and we're excited for the future. Go Bags.
Appreciate it, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
All right, we'll give Roberta one more chance. See if she can do it.
Come on, Roberta, make it happen. Make it happen.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right. There he is.
Yeah.
We love it.
Oh, Tommy.
All right.
Okay, so our favorite memory, we have two. And the first one would be that back in 2003, we hosted our very first regional at Blair Field. And we were playing Pepperdine, if I remember correctly. We won the game 6-1, but what made it so special was Beverly O'Neill had thrown out the first pitch, and our catcher, or I think he was our catcher at the time, or he was playing third base, Todd Jennings, came up, first pitch, jacked a home run. If you want to talk about excitement, that blew away 2017 excitement. And you guys all got to experience, well, not everybody got to experience that, but that was amazing, just amazing. And so the next very special memory we have is when Tommy got to throw out the first pitch on Autism Awareness Weekend.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
Our best.
We got to do that again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, Blair's just amazing. It's a great family venue, and I hope everybody gets to experience it as much as we do.
Well, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, Roberta, and your guys' support is it's unmatched, and I know our boys love it, and obviously coaches love it. So thank you guys for everything that you do for our boys and your support, and we love it. So thank you guys again.
Well, we love you guys, and we're having complete dirtbag withdrawals in this house.
I understand.
It is real. So thank you. Go Dirtbags.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Tommy.
Bye.
See you, Tommy.
Bye. Atta boy. Good job. Good job, honey.
All right. That's the last hand we got up. That was awesome. I loved hearing that stuff, and it just, the support we have, like Andy was saying, is just amazing. I'll let you coaches end it with something. Any comments or feedback you want to give out to the fans. I'll say that, again, can't say it enough. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate all the support. I really, really enjoy it and love talking to you all about everything Dirtbags baseball. We should have some news soon that we'll be reaching out to you about the upcoming season. Thank you all for joining today. Appreciate it, coaches.
Yeah, I think these guys can say whatever they'd like to, but I again just want to thank everybody for all their support. And it was the feeling that we had as a coaching staff, coming into this historic program. It meant so much to us, and your guys' support from the moment that we got here to obviously what it is now is just unbelievable. And so I want to thank everybody for everything. And I promise you this, and I'll say this, our boys are gonna, we're gonna prepare them the best we can. I know you got a small glimpse of the type of baseball that we want to bring to the table for you guys to enjoy. And we're going to continue to do it that way. Our boys are going to be passionate. They're going to play hard. They're going to practice hard because that's what you guys expect. And that's what this place is made of. And we know the expectations. When we took this job, we know the expectations, you know, from the alums, the fan base, you know, all the dirtbags out there, and we're here to embrace that and to share those with our players and make sure that they're doing it the right way, not only on the baseball field, but in the classroom and off the field. So I'll end with that, and thank you guys for making this such a special evening. And Benny, thank you, man, very much.
Absolutely. I can't thank all of you enough for all of your help and support, and all the kind words and open arms that we've seen since we've been here. It's really made it very easy to do our jobs. I'll say that. And I want all of you guys out there to know that we're doing everything that we can, both on and off the field, from fundraising to recruiting to academics, you know, travel, everything that you guys can think of. We're all of us are pouring our heart and soul into this program to make sure that it's something that you guys can be proud of and are excited to come and watch every weekend. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys. I tell this story to a lot of people. I knew what I was getting myself into on my first road trip with Long Beach State when we were at the University of Florida and we land at the airport in Orlando, and I'm wearing my LB insignia. For whatever reason, I was behind the team, so I was by myself on this trolley train transporting me through the airport. This guy walks up to me and he says, "Long Beach State Dirtbags?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "I got to take a picture with you." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he said, "I have a travel ball team out here that I named the Dirtbags because of your program." He goes, "The way you guys play the game, the way you do everything." He's like, "This is why we the Dirtbags." He's like, "I saw them playing in the World Series in the 90s." And he asked to take a picture with me. So it was my first road trip. And from that point forward, I knew what it was all about, to play at Long Beach State, or not even play there, but to coach and work there. And I knew the standard. And people from across the world are watching us. So we have high expectations for ourselves. And we're very thankful. And we want to make sure that we honor guys like Coach McConnell and Coach Weathers and Coach Snow and everybody that was here before us, the players. And I know that the coaching staff that we get a chance to work with is the closest thing that I get to call the family, is just the way we're all together all the time. So very thankful for everybody that has supported us along the way.
Don't forget Coach Gonzalez too. He's the man.
Gonzalez, yeah.
There's a lot
No
of
doubt. I think that, you know, we know what Bull Diamond and Blairfield is and what it's been and all that has. And I think there's one thing that can still be said, like it has the most potential of any school, of any program, of any place that I've ever been. And I've, you know, been around a long time. I'm the oldest one on the call and been around for so long and seen so many places. There's no place in the country that has this much potential for a stadium and facility. And remember that this is all for the kids. It's all for the boys. It's all for the program. It's all for our players, and everything that we do and all the blood, sweat, and tears and Zooms and everything that we do is for them. And I'm going to tell you this, I'll leave with this. What you guys do at our stadium for support, like a standing ovation, when you guys roar, when you guys cheer, when you guys support on the field, we just felt it tonight too. So you guys just lifted us up so much. It was so great to see and hear those stories and see you guys and listen to you. That was like getting a standing ovation at the stadium just now, just listening to you guys. We loved it that much. So you lifted our spirits just like you do our players every game. So we can't do without you. We don't want to do without you. And we hope to get you guys back. So thank you so much for joining. That was so cool to see you guys and to hang out. Thank you.
Appreciate it, everyone. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you soon. Go Dirtbags.
Go Bags. Thank you guys.
Steven.